Hello, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your prediction, my friends, for May 2026. It is a collective general reading, so as the messages come through today, take what fits, leave what doesn't, because if it's not your message, it simply means that it is meant for someone else. And please check out your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. And if you're not sure what those placements are, in the description box is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. Also, Gemini, I want you to keep in mind that after the premiere of this video, you will be able to utilize the icon in this video so you can adjust the settings to your liking. Sometimes I channel very quickly, sometimes I channel very slowly. So again, after the premiere, you'll be able to use that icon gear there to change the setting speed to your liking. With all of that said, now let's begin. Tapping into the Gemini collective now. Let me get a little bit more comfortable here for my brothers and sisters. For the Gemini collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What do we need to see for May 2026? What does the Gemini collective need to know for the month of May? One more shuffle here. Thank you. In the heart of our spread, oh, two cards came out. King of Pentacles and Page of Cups. Okay, that's unusual, but we'll take it. In the top row, you have the Knight of Wands, you have the Six of Wands, and you have the Devil. Flanking the King of Pentacles to the Page of Cups, you have the Eight of Wands, and you have the Ten of Cups. In the bottom row, you have the Six of Cups, you have the Seven of Cups, and you have the Six of Pentacles. Sneak peek now into June. Queen of Cups, Justice, and Judgment. And that leaves Six of Swords, Queen of Swords, Two of Pentacles here at the bottom of the deck. And I should say happy birthday to those of you who are Gemini sun signs and you're celebrating your birthday in the month of May. Let's begin to clarify now. We're using the After Tarot deck. The images in this deck are slightly different, and therefore the meanings or messages will be different as well. But let's begin to clarify here for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements for the month of May 2026. We are clarifying Knight of Wands, Six of Wands, the Devil, Eight of Wands, the combination of the King of Pentacles to the Page of Cups, the Ten of Cups, the Six of Cups, the Seven of Cups, and the Six of Pentacles. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Knight of Wands is being clarified by the Knight of Swords. Six of Wands is clarified by the Five of Cups. The Devil is clarified by the High Priestess. The Eight of Wands is clarified by the Six of Swords. The combination of the King of Pentacles to the Page of Cups is being clarified by the King of Cups. The Ten of Cups is clarified by the Ten of Cups. The Six of Cups is clarified by the Chariot. The Seven of Cups is clarified by the Wheel of Fortune. And the Six of Pentacles is clarified by the Ace of Pentacles. Sneak peek now into June. Ace of Cups. Seven of Cups. Three of Cups. That leaves the Three of Pentacles, Four of Cups, Temperance here at the bottom of the deck. Oh, Gemini. Okay. I have a group of Geminians, and remember, these readings tend to be pretty specific. I usually say, you know, when I do meditate, I meditate for the Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. And so I always say there is some message here for you if you are part of that collective for whatever sign I'm reading for. So for Gemini, there would be some message here for you. But the real specifics are usually only applicable to a smaller percentage. But hang in there with me, even if at the beginning here you don't feel like it's your message, because somewhere along here I always feel that the collective does pick up on something that's like relevant to you personally. But this is your energy for the overall month of May. King of Pentacles to the Page of Cups to the King of Cups. Well, in the After Tarot deck, the King of Cups is spilling out a cup, spilling out the Ace of Cups. So I have a group of Geminians, if you will, whether it is career and finance or love and romance, you are not really interested in engaging in anything that just feels good. It's like you want the feel good of the Page of Cups to be saddled or coupled with the King of Pentacles, which is the long-term committed king. And I forgot whose reading I had said this in the other day, but sometimes I look at the King of Pentacles like the long-term stock investor. Like if we're looking at the four kings in tarot, and we're looking at them in terms of like the stock market, the King of Swords, the King of Wands, no offense, I know the King of Swords is our king, but they tend to, if you look at it in terms of the stock market, they're like the day traders, right? They're buying stock at 9:05 and they're hoping to sell it at 1 o'clock in the afternoon and make a massive profit. They're looking for a quick fix. The King of Cups would buy a stock in that respect then, just because it feels good. There's no real, knowledge on whether or not the stock is sustainable long term, they're not looking at market trends. It's just, it feels good. The King of Pentacles looks at those stocks and gets a whole battery of, background information and data and projections. Like, they really do their homework. And then they select the stocks that they want to invest in for the long run. And they understand that there will be highs and lows in the market when it comes to that stock. This is like the 401k, stock investor. I'm going to hold on to that stock for 30 years. It'll go up, it'll go down, but in the end, I'll end up better off than, the day that I buy it. I know it'll end up higher. So it's like I'm looking for a job that I don't want just a job that feels good. It's got to feel good, but it's got to be long lasting. It's got to make me a lot of money for the next 10 plus years of my life. The relationship has to feel good, Page of Cups, but it has to be long term. I don't want fly by night, and I don't want just connections that feel good. So regardless of what this is for you, career, finance, or love and romance, do you want it to feel good? Sure, Page of Cups. I don't need the King of Cups. I want the King of Pentacles. I want long-lasting financial success or long-term emotional abundance with someone. And that's your overall energy. Does it have to feel good? It does, but it's got to be solid. So in the top row, we have the Knight of Wands to the Knight of Swords, the Six of Wands to the Five of Cups, and the Devil to the High Priestess. Remember what I was talking about, the stock market. It's like you intuitively know that anything that's just like it feels good or it sounds good or it gives you like a quick return on investment, you're designating here to yourself, within yourself, that's a toxic type of investment. That's too high of a risk for me. I'm speaking to a Gemini collective who wants stability above everything else. Do I have to be passionate about my job? Sure. Do I have to be passionate about my partner? Sure. Do I want to, equal exchange of love between my partner and I, or I want to be able to admire and respect my boss and I want them to admire and respect me? Sure. But at the end of the day, I want to be able to look into my future and see that job or see that person in my life. And so I think what you're realizing is things that sound good or feel good are just too toxic for you. Like internal to you, you're looking for long-term commitment. Your victory comes in connecting with partnerships that are vastly different than the ones you had previous. So I don't know. We don't have the World card here, but I'm guessing that when it comes to connections or the way you want, the type of connections you want, I think you had some kind of maybe Tower moment, maybe a World card moment there, where it was like from this moment forward, learn that lesson, not going to do that again. So in the After Tarot deck, the Five of Cups, this person's not looking at the Three Cups that are spilled. Again, you're not looking for connections that feel good. You're eyeing new types of connections in your life. Based upon your past experiences, you feel victory in connection only comes from connecting with people that are in it for the long run. Because I have a Gemini collective here who's in it for the long run. They want a job for the duration. They want a relationship for the duration. They even want friendship for the duration. So Eight of Wands with the Six of Swords. I'm going to clarify these, obviously, but this is like, I want to move forward. I want to move forward. I want to move on so I can find sustainable, dependable, structured connections, whether they are professional, platonic, or romantic. Because the Ten of Cups has to really be the Ten of Cups. I don't want it to just exist in the dream state. I want it to be real. This is like the fairy tale, and this is real. This is real. We're gathered around a fire. We keep one another warm. This is fairy tale. We're out in a garden. You know what I mean? This is a little bit of like the cartoon version of the Ten of Cups. And this is the real world version of the Ten of Cups. And I feel like that's what you're truly desiring. For you, emotional contentment goes hand in hand with security and stability. And you don't seem to want anything that doesn't offer that. In the bottom row, we have the Six of Cups and we have the Chariot. I think you are moving forward and moving on from the types of connections that you used to have. And it doesn't have to even mean like the actual people, but it's like they're going to have to change, or yes, they will be left behind. But there's definitely a feeling here of I am no longer doing connections the way I did in the past, or I'm no longer even interested in engaging with those types of connections. It's like you grew up. It's like you grew up. So 7 of Cups to the Wheel of Fortune. I'm not confused about this. I'm not confused about the path forward or the direction that I want to take when it comes to partnership. 6 of Pentacles to the Ace of Pentacles. It has to be reciprocal. The 6 of Pentacles is a Taurus card. However, I believe it's the moon in Taurus. However, it's always depicted with the scales, which we usually see in respect to Libra. So it's almost like, and Libra is the house of partnerships, marriage, connections, contracts, whether they're professional, platonic, or romantic. So this seems to be like moving forward. I'm not confused anymore. I know what I'm looking for. I have a Gemini collective here. You're looking for commitment. You're looking for real, good old-fashioned, reciprocal, solid commitment. Let's begin to clarify. Because in June, you're doubling down on this message. The Queen of Cups, justice, again, justice being Libra. In respect to partnerships, your judgment call is, I no longer want to engage in ones that just feel good. They just feel good in the moment. I want the real deal. If you are a Gemini where you've been involved in any type of third party, I think you're done with that. I think you're done with that. Let's begin to clarify. I want to clarify the Devil. Let's clarify the Devil here for the Gemini collective. Yeah, it can't just sound good or feel good. It's like, show me the money. Show me the money. I don't mean like literally this person has to like pay you. You're not an escort. No offense to escorts, but you know what I mean. It's like, show me. Don't talk a good game. Walk your talk. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Devil is being clarified by the 5 of Pentacles, the 7 of Wands, and the Hierophant. Commitment. I might call your video that. Tower. Boom. There it is. You're recognizing that when I engage in connections with people who make me feel good, who maybe even emotionally manipulate me, as possible, but the ones that make me feel good, or they talk a good game, they leave me feeling depleted, rejected, unworthy, abandoned. And it prevents me from connecting to the type of connection that I actually want, which is long-term, sustainable connections. Hierophant. Again, you're looking for commitment. This is some realization here that you're having in the month of May. High Priestess. Clarify that, High Priestess. I think your intuition, I feel like when it comes to this, you and your intuition are on the same page. One more shuffle. Thank you. It's like you finally caught up to your intuition, or your intuition finally caught up to you. The Lovers. When it comes to partnerships, 7 of Pentacles, I'm only going to invest in the ones where it's a match. King of Pentacles to the Queen of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, Page of Cups, the Devil, and the 3 of Pentacles. This is what you want. Commitment. You're looking for commitment. You have, or you are on the precipice of breaking a toxic pattern where you accepted Page of Cups because it felt good. And I don't know how you did that, but that's what you've done. It's not a down with love type of feeling. It's a, I'm looking for stability. Okay, what else can we clarify here? 10 of Cups to the 10 of Cups. Clarify the first 10 of Cups there. One more shuffle. Thank you. Ace of Pentacles. You're realizing that when it comes to partnerships, the true 10 of Cups doesn't come from the Ace of Cups. Doesn't come from that. It comes from the Ace of Pentacles. That's what you want. 5 of Cups and the King of Wands, bottom of the deck, the Sun card. This is such a fascinating reading, because I think what you're realizing is every time I give in to connections that sound good or feel good, and I take the inspired action, because for me, queens exist in the present because they process the past, and kings take action. Every time I've taken action for the Disney version of the Ten of Cups, because that's what this is clarifying. I don't end up with the Ten of Cups. I end up with the Five of Cups, and I end up with the Five of Cups because the Disney version of the Ten of Cups is not rooted in reality. Reality. This is what you want. Tell me about the after tarot deck, Ten of Cups. This is generational now. This shows like, you know, elders or grandparents. Then you've got a couple, you've got 2 kids, you have a cat. This is not 2 people, 2 princesses having tea in the garden. No, this is generational. You're looking for now like generational, which would be long lasting. One more shuffle here. Thank you. This is being clarified by the Sun. That is the truth. Page of Wands and the Tower. Tower shows itself twice. The Empress. Well, when it comes to this lesson, my darling, boy, have you healed the wounds. Maybe it's a mother wound for some of you. Queen of Cups to the Three of Swords. And I say that because in the after tarot deck, the swords are out of the heart and the heart is repaired. Justice. Well, I'll be damned. Some type of parental wounds or mother wound here has been healed. And for at least this one lesson, you are now an Empress, whether you're masculine or feminine, because someone who knows their worth knows what type of connections they want to attract. And it's not Knight of Wands and Knight of Swords. What else can we clarify here? It looks like there's an opportunity coming in. So let's look at that Ace of Pentacles to see if it's actually the real deal here. Six of Pentacles. Clarify the Six of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Six of Pentacles is clarified by the Two of Pentacles, the Lovers, and the Two of Wands. Bottom of the deck, the Tower shows itself again. So, remember we had the Lovers here. So you are presented with an opportunity to enter connection with someone. Again, it'll be professional, platonic, or romantic. It'll be different for all of you. And then you're trying to figure out Two of Pentacles, sort of sizing this person out or weighing the pros and cons, because you'll need to make a decision. Is this the real deal? Should I move forward with this? Well, should you? Tell me more about that Ace of Pentacles of what is being offered here to the Gemini collective. One more shuffle. Thank you. Three of Wands, Queen of Swords. There you are, processing the past. Nine of Wands. Bottom of the deck, Five of Swords, Eight of Cups, and the Seven of Wands. Okay, this is going to be different for all of you. For some of you, this is a past person. And I see that because in the After Tarot deck in the Eight of Cups, the person came back to the cups that they walked away from. So for some of you, it could be your current person trying to level up. It could be. They're trying to level up and say, okay, I got it. I now understand what it is that you want. And instead of offering you the Ace of Cups, I'm offering you the Ace of Pentacles. And you're going to be in a little bit of a judgment zone here, trying to figure out, is this person telling me the truth this time? Should I move forward with them? Based upon my past experience with them, do I want to take a chance and do this again? Nine of Wands is like a card of repetition. Do I want to do this again with this person? For others of you, it's a new person, okay? And that new person could be anything, like the new job, the new friend, the new lover. But still, based upon my past experience, you're leaning not on the past wound, because the wound is healed. We saw that already. But you're leaning on the past experience that you've had with other people to make a judgment call here about whether or not this person is truly offering you the Ace of Pentacles that you are so desiring. Anything we need to know about June? Anything we need to know about June? Queen of Cups, Justice, Judgment. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Chariot, the Four of Wands, and the Three of Wands. Bottom of the deck, Page of Pentacles. Interesting. So in June, most of you, and please never allow tarot to dictate what you do. Most of you in June are moving forward with this opportunity, with this connection. One more shuffle. Thank you. Five of Pentacles, Judgment. Yes, you are. Knight of Wands. And it's almost like you're waiting to see if this person is either like a past person, like a past boss, like a past friend, like a past lover, or if it is someone, you know, that you already know, you're already familiar with, you're looking to see if they repeat a past pattern when maybe they were the Knight of Wands or they were inconsistent with you. So it's almost like I'm going to move forward, albeit cautiously. It's like waiting, Three of Wands. I'm waiting to see what this person does. Are they like the past person, or are they like the past version of themselves? So June here seems to be a little bit of a assessment period of this. Even if, let's say, it's a job and you take the job, you're not all in like, yep, I'm going to retire here with a Rolex watch when I'm 65 years old. You're like, all right, everything sounds good so far. Let's see what they do. Let's see how they behave. Let's see how they treat me. Clarify that Ace of Cups, Seven of Cups, and the Three of Cups. One more shuffle. Thank you. Again, this is now June. Ace of Wands, everything I said is the truth. The Hermit and the Two of Swords. It's, again, look at that Knight of Cups. Again, it's a wait and see approach. So you're enjoying this Ace of Pentacles that's being offered to you. I do think you're accepting it. I think you're moving forward with it. I think you're moving forward with it very slowly. One more shuffle. Thank you. Justice shows itself again. Six of Wands and the Page of Swords. You're just watching. Page of Cups. You're watching that cup that's being offered to you, that pentacle that's being offered to you. Is it solid or not? And your feeling here is like time will tell. Like it's just a matter of time. I'm hoping for the best. I'm preparing for the worst. I'm being cautiously optimistic. Let's get you some advice, and then we'll get you some oracle cards, and we'll close it off with Kippers. So Gemini collective has changed when it comes to business partnerships, business contracts, friendships, you know, romantic partnerships. I'm even going to say with the Ten of Cups, this is going to extend to family. Like family that's been wishy-washy, they break promises, you only see them at weddings and funerals. I don't think you're interested in even entertaining those types of even familial connections. They have to really be your family. You know what I mean? When you can't afford to pay your lights, they show up and give you a loan, or they help you out, or you know what I mean? Like you're looking for true, I'm in it for the long run, and I have your back no matter what. Not just when it feels good or when it's exciting. Wow. Let's get you let's get 3 cards of advice for this opportunity thing here. 3 cards of advice here for that Ace of Pentacles that Gemini is receiving in May. RXAN. RXAN. That's the initials that came to me. RXAN. They might be yours. They might be someone else's. I don't know. Maybe RX, you work in a pharmacy, or you work in pharmaceutical industry, or maybe that's where this person does. RXAN. Okay, one more shuffle. Thank you. Your advice here. 3 of Wands, moving forward, Magician, and the Queen of Cups. Bottom of the deck, look at that. King of Pentacles to the 8 of Cups. So your advice here is to, yes, move forward, but wait. Wait, because what you're manifesting is true, solid, committed connection, okay? So this is telling you to wait. You're going to move forward, albeit slowly, because you're going to wait and see if this person is a King or Queen of Cups, or are they a King or Queen of Pentacles? Because if they are not 8 of Cups, walk away. It's just advice. Do with it what you want. Let's get you 3 cards of advice in general now. 3 cards of advice for the month of May for the Gemini collective. So yes, you're right to want to move forward. You have the 3 of Wands here 3 times. So I do think you're moving forward, but it's also a wait and see. The 4 of Wands is we're actually moving forward. We've changed our timelines. We've changed the trajectory of our life because our ship has come in. This, you're still waiting to see if this ship, this opportunity, is actually what you've been manifesting this whole time. 3 cards of advice in general. One more shuffle. Thank you. King of Pentacles shows itself again. Can you believe that? 9 of Wands and the 8 of Swords. Bottom of the deck, 2 of Wands, Hangman, and 5 of Cups. Again, this is only advice. Your advice here is do not get yourself trapped in some type of prison again by believing people because what they say, or, you know, they make you feel good, or they say words that make you feel good. There's something here about holding your ground. Gemini, hold your ground on this. It's the only way you're going to end up getting what you want. If you want that type of King of Pentacles, you know, connection, then you need to be disciplined like a King of Pentacles, right? We are what we attract. So if we want someone to be serious about us, then we need to be serious about ourselves. If we want someone to take our wants, needs, and desires seriously, we need to take our wants, needs, and desires seriously, so much so that we hold the ground on this. We hold the ground on this. So don't get in your head about this. Like, oh God, am I doing the right thing? Yes, Gemini, you're doing the right thing. Yes, you're doing the right thing. Hold your ground. Wasn't your last reading something to do with boundaries or something? I think so. And I think the reading before that was something about the lesson is complete. So, you know, tarot doesn't run like a soap opera. I mean, sometimes I lock into the same collective and I sort of see their lives unfold, energetically speaking, right, in the readings. But sometimes it's hit or miss. So, but if that is your timeline, then yes, this is a huge progression, a huge change for the Gemini collective, because you're seeing partnerships and connections totally differently, and you're not afraid to be alone until you find that King or Queen of Pentacles. You're not settling for less anymore. Congratulations. Just remember, when that comes in, you need to hold firm to that as well, okay? Because they might talk a good game. Let's get you 3 oracle cards here, please, for Gemini. One more shuffle. Thank you. And I'll read all of these to you in a second. Safety, timeless truth, and growth. Gotta love the effing growth experiences. Bottom of the deck, soothing stillness. 3 more oracle cards here, please, for Gemini. One more shuffle. Okay, thank you. That's a lot. Well, yeah, that's way too many. That was like 8 cards. Just 3 cards here for Gemini. Just 3 cards here. One more shuffle. Thank you. Blooming Garden, Secret Circle, and the Silent Stone. Bottom of the deck, Ancient Tree. So let's read them. Safety. Feel protected and stable, grounded in security, no matter what life brings. And I think that's what you're doing. I think somewhere along the way, you learned a lesson that life is full of these ups and downs and these turbulent waters, and you need people who are rock solid next to you. Not people who just say nice things from the shoreline, but people who are willing to be in that boat with you when life gets rough and tough. Blooming Garden. Nurture your dreams. They will blossom in time. Hold your ground. What you want will come to you. Hold your ground on this. Timeless truth. Draw from the wisdom of your past experiences to connect with your inner timeless truth. That one thing that your high priestess has been trying to tell you this whole time. Sacred circle. Unity and protection. You are part of a greater whole. So I think what's happening here is you're keeping your circle small, and your circle needs to be sacred because it needs to be solid. It needs to be people who always have one another's backs, not just people who come around for the excitement or who can talk a good game, but the people who show up when the storm arrives. Growth. Root yourself for personal growth and self-improvement. This has been a hell of a learning experience for you, Gemini. Silent Stone. Strength in silence. Let your presence speak. Exactly. Watch and see what they do. You say what it is that you want, type of job environment, type of friendship, type of familial connection, romantic partnership, and then see what they do. Let them do whatever they're going to do. Observe. Page of Swords. Observe. Soothing stillness. Find true peace in your stillness of your inner self, and find strength in your roots. They ground and support you. Stand strong. For someone watching, you're also clearing some type of ancestral karma here, or familial karma, especially if that wound here was attributed to a parental wound or a mother wound, mother-father wound, or a guardian. 2 cards now. 2 cards for the top row, 2 cards for the middle, and 2 cards for the last row here for the Gemini collective for May 2026. It's a great reading. Don't think it's not a great reading. It's a great reading. Privileged lady and change. We'll go through them in a second. Sudden wealth is in the reverse. Official person, the Emperor, is in the reverse. And 2 cards here for the bottom row. Occupation and mature man is in the reverse. False person. You are no longer interested in connecting with false people. You would rather be alone, 9 of Pentacles, privileged lady, than connect with fake friends or, again, family members you only see at weddings and funerals, or romantic partners who only show up as a Knight of Wands. You're changing, and therefore your connections need to change. And if they're willing to change with you, then they can move forward with you. Because we see in the 6 of Swords, like as you're moving forward, the 6 of Swords in the After Tarot deck, there's other people here. They're getting to their destination, and there's multiple people here. So again, you're changing, and if these other people want to change, then they can come along. And if they can't change, then they get left behind. Sudden wealth in the reverse, and the official person is in the reverse. This again is giving me the feeling of no false emperors, no false kings and queens, because they tend to be the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands. And that's not a jackpot win for you. Someone who comes in pretending to be the Emperor or Empress, and they're actually the reverse of that, is not a jackpot win for you. It's actually a loss for you. It's a sudden loss. It's not a sudden gain. And in the bottom deck, we have mature man in the reverse to occupation. This is whoever, mature man, mature woman, whoever's offering you this Ace of Pentacles. It's almost like you're going to make it your job to see if they're a false person or if they are the real deal. Yeah, look, lovers. I'm telling you, 7 of Swords there. So it's only like a matter of time and journey. So I think you are embarking on the journey. I think, in other words, you are accepting that Ace of Pentacles, but you're going to be judging this person throughout the rest of June to see if they're the real deal or if they are a false person. All right, Gemini, that is what I have for you for May 2026. If you like those messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, maybe just found them to be helpful, a little insightful, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video on your mobile device if you're able to do that. And don't forget to check out your other placements. Until I read for you again, I'm wishing you good luck with this. And as always, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace.